I can yell, but this might be better. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a really long time. Oh, my heart is bursting open seeing all of you. The order of service is a little bit different. I am Heidi Hoskins. A lot of the time it will say Reverend Margot, but I am not Reverend Margot. I'm Heidi. I'm a celebrant here just to support our wonderful minister, Margot. But I wanted to welcome you this morning on this day, this opportunity to actually be together in the flesh and online in community. It's a time of joy, comfort, and even challenges. This Unitarian Universalist congregation is a place where we come together to learn more about being human and learning how to live life. We're not here because we figured out all of life's questions or because we think we have it right. We came here to learn more about being in relationship together, and it helps so much more when we can actually be together in the flesh. We're learning how to listen, how to forgive, how to be vulnerable with each other, how to build trust and compassion in one another. Our vision is that we are a joyous, open-hearted, spiritual explorers, courageously loving all of life. We're led by a collective wisdom of our fellowship, and we are building an inviting and compassionate home, whether inside or out, filled with music, laughter, and wonder. So let us move into worship, willing to be authentic with each other, honest in ourselves, and open to all the connections in all of its forms.
How to build trust and compassion.
Well, now light the chalice, and I'm really hoping the room
that we are a joyous, spiritual explorers, courageously loving all of life. And we're led by a collective wisdom of our fellowship, because we are building an inviting and compassionate home, filled with music, laughter, and wonder. So let us move into worship.
The flame of our chalice this morning is a symbol of the warmth and the brightness in our connections. The flame lights our way back together again from our temporary separate but connected lives. And it lights our way forward into this new chapter of promise and renewal.
Led by a collective wisdom of our fellowship, because we are building an inviting and compassionate home, filled with music, laughter, and wonder. So let us
Ever start the live
the
stream yet?
flame of our chalice this
I
morning
don't see it. I went to
is a
YouTube.
symbol of the warmth and the brightness in our connections. The flame lights our way back together again.
That's what's on our channel.
So our congregation is formed together as a community of
That's all
covenant.
that's on our channel.
It's a promise that we hold dear in our hearts, that we make to ourselves and to each other. From our desire to nurture our beloved community and be held
Email me
accountable
the
to
link
each
you're
other,
using.
it is something greater. We covenant to listen to every voice, the good intent, and the possibility each one of us has to offer. We honor the diversity of our beliefs and the ways that we are all different. We share generously all of our gifts and our strength. We engage with each other in a joyful spirit of respect, equality, trust, and cooperation. And we accept responsibility for our words and actions.
Email me the link.
And when we fall short, we begin
Email
again
me the link you're
in
using.
love. We now have our opening song. The words are in your little pamphlet. And it's Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
Rejoice and come in. Enter, rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come in. Enter, rejoice and afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come in. rejoice and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice and come
In a spirit of learning to just let go. Mary Oliver reminds us to don't hesitate to suddenly feel unexpected joy. Don't hesitate. Live and feel. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed without peace. We're not wise, and not very often kind, and much we never begin. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, but sometimes something happens better than all the riches or all the power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you'll notice it in an instant and love again. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its pleasure. Joy is not made to be a song. Such a joyful experience that we finally get to see our Reverend Margot in Eric D. Wilson, our sound and video person over here, did 14 test runs to make sure that there would be sound for people who are listening. There's a small opening in a new day, which closes when you start running around and making plans. You are not a troubled guest on the earth. You're not an accident amidst other accidents. You were invited. Looking through the slanting light of our morning, as it turns into the new night, think of it as the light coming down from the mountain. Urgency calls you, what do you love? What are you waiting for? What shape waits on the seed to grow? So pause for a moment and just breathe. Actually, a few little excerpts round in my own from David White. Having met him, I think he would agree. So, I'm wondering, I want people to just think for a moment, what was your first feeling when you got here this morning? And did you, hug people? Did you worry? Do I wear my mask? Do I not wear my mask? Did you go for the fist bump, the elbow bump, the bump bump? What have you got here? Where do I put my chair? I'm going to rearrange a couple of things. Sound purposes. And then I bet you were wondering, how hot is it going to get? And is Reverend Margot going to be really long-winded because it's just going to get hotter? Well, Margot get us out on time because four of us, or at least three of us in this group, are off to do Sunday sandwich ministry, giving out sandwiches and hydration to the homeless who have no other food and water options. So, it made
here in this specific parking lot. And I will tell you, it's because of love. We looked at a lot of options. We especially looked at public parks, but we can't gather there because we can only have 12 people and they're not taking reservations. And then Cheryl, who runs the state, and this is her business, Cheryl said, come, Jackie, come. I have a parking lot. It has green trees. We have shade for children. Just come. And so we did. The reopening committee said, all right, we'll come. The board said, okay, we'll come. The worship committee said, yes, we'll come. And here we are. I know some of you are wondering about the senior center, and at the time we made the decision to gather here for July, the senior center is not even open. They're still rehiring and retraining, and they were projecting only 20% capacity when they reopen. I would imagine that's just going to change week by week, and we'll just roll with it as we are in this process. So David White tells us in that poem, savor that moment. So we got ourselves here. We will be here on the 1st and 3rd Sunday in July. We will tell you what is happening for August. But just be here in this moment. He says, don't running around planning before you have time to savor that early morning quiet, that connection with what is real. This word, I think, exactly where that moment begins to close and you start to be. But I also know we're humans, so making plans is what's good. We'll move across summer, we'll move into fall. And we will be answering big questions. Where are we going to meet? What is our work? What are we going to center before us? What do we need to do our vibrant work? What does each of us need to feel part of a community and to feel safe? That's especially going to come to play when we move indoors. I especially want to name this morning that all ideas and planning involve some risk. The risk is we might fail, we might come up short, we might not realize the ideal we were hoping for. We might not meet people's expectations, we might not meet our own, we might not produce the programming we had hoped to do. We want to create gifts for ourselves and for the McMinnville community at large. There are going to be questions like, can we ever get out of the parking lot? Can we have air conditioning? It's hot. We can't keep doing this. And for the people who are watching us online, I know it's hard to learn new technology. And I appreciate that you tried, and I appreciate your efforts at being with us this morning. We had a few glitches in our order of service. We had a few last minute, oh, well, gosh, can we shift? Can we be flexible? How can we do it? And we all just said, it's going to be okay. It's about being together. And nobody cares if it's Heidi's name here and Margot's name there, or the other way around. It does create confusion, I want to name that. But in the bigger scheme of things, it's okay. So people keep asking me, like, how do you manage your driving life? You're driving between Washington State, where I still own a house, and Oregon, living in the 200 square foot cottage. And people keep asking me, how are you managing your drive? And I tell them, I love it. I listen to podcasts, and I find new back roads. And the latest thing I have tapped into is Brene Brown's series on leadership. Now, I know most of you know Brene Brown for her vulnerability and shame research. She has the most watched TED Talk ever in the history of TED Talks. And then she also has that hour-long Netflix presentation. But her leadership series is different. And of all the leadership books I've been exploring over the last year, it is the one that fits best for church work. And she is really talking about in leadership that you cannot have innovation. You cannot have creative exploration unless you create a culture where failure is okay. So Brene does her research and she teaches at a university, but she spends half her time in corporate work. And this is her corporate leadership work. And she says, no one is going to try to do bold and new things if it's not okay to fail. And so when I thought about this morning and the craziness of the parking lot and the putting up the canopies and how many people will show up and will we be too hot, I was like, we just got to do it. We just have to be bold. And people who worked on this were bold. Thanks to Bryn, thanks to Eric, thanks to the committees, the boldness of the board. So I want us to be a culture of success, but also of failures. So when something doesn't work out right, I want us to think about, but what do we want instead? Okay, it didn't work for me, but what do I want instead? Because we can't read each other's minds about what's worked on this. Thanks to the committee, the boldness of the board. Thanks to the committees. Thanks to Eric. So I want us to be a culture of boldness of success. So I want us to be a culture. So I want us to be a culture of success, but also when something doesn't work out right, I want us to think about something doesn't work out right. I want us to think about something doesn't work out right. I want us to think about what do I want? We can't read each other's minds about what's going on. We can't read each other's minds about what we're working on this. We can't read each other's minds about what we're working on this. So I want us to be a boldness. So I want us to be a culture of boldness. So I want us to be a culture of boldness. So I want us to be a culture of success, but also when something doesn't work out right, I want us to think about something doesn't work out right. I want us to think about something doesn't work out right. I want us to think about something doesn't work out right. I want us to can't read each other's minds about what we're doing. Can't read each other's minds about what we're doing. Can't read each other's minds about what we're doing. So the last thing I want to say about this is that when we give suggestions and we debrief with one another, which we are really going to need to do a lot as we move from summer to fall to inside, that we do it with care. And often with a suggestion of what we might try instead of what we don't want. And I want to go back to full circle for why I took this job. My heart told me to accept this job, even though the driving, the not knowing if I could find a place to live, all the things that were going to go into that. And then the driving became okay, and I fell into that lovely little place out in Dayton. My heart told me, accept it, because I knew you were innovators. I knew you were a congregation of vision. I knew you convened with purpose. I knew you were compelled to seek life's deeper meanings. So whether it's in a parking lot, a senior center, or a sanctuary, it's rejoicing, it's reimagining. It's the future for the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of McMinnville. Let us be together in our innovation, in our failure, in our success, and of course in our care. May it be so. Blessed be. We're just going to pause for the meditation. Close your eyes and feel that little tiny, tiny breeze. And we will sit for the whole 3 minutes. Flutter your eyes open. For those of you who can't see it, we're being called back by bubbles. So normally we allow a little time for dialogue if people want to ask questions. I will be here after the service, so don't feel like this is your only moment. I know it's hot, and I know people want to get away to their families. Just thoughts you had about the service. Ken. I'm going to repeat so people can hear it. Ken says he was touched by the investment of Margot. It is very warm. We're in it together. And you've all been really warm to me. It's been a lovely, lovely year of welcome. And I've gotten to do it over and over and over again because we've met in such small pods. 3 people here and 4 people there and 2 people here. It's really been a treat. So several people are saying they love meeting outside. So let's keep doing it. So maybe keep doing it as long as we're able. And we save money on the rent, Susie says with a smile. Barbara.
Yeah. I'm amazed at how well the weather has cooperated here. Last Sunday was not even windy. Yeah, there's enough room. Yeah. So first time out.
Weather permitted. Oh, Anna.
Thank you for your sermon. And I too have looked to Brene Brown. Actually, I just finished the 3-part leadership series that you were listening to, Margot. And in her book, The Power of Imperfection, has been very helpful for me coming out of this. I think as our worlds grew a lot smaller, I had this false sense of total control over my life. Right? Everything on the large scale I couldn't control, but I created this world that I felt very in control of. So it's been shockingly kind of seismic trying to open back up. And her in her writings and in her speaking, she talks about being courageous, being compassionate, and being connective. So I try to remind myself of those 3 words. And I want to say thank you, because what a time to be a leader, having to be all 3 things, and especially courageous. So thank you for your leadership, Margot, and your willingness to be brave.
So Anna says, stay with Brene Brown's compassion, connectedness. What connects?
Yeah, courage, compassion, and connection.
Yeah, and then the courage piece. And she says, I've done that. Margot's done that. I'm repeating for the benefit of people who are seeing us online. All right. So I think we should just go to the hymn. I'll be here for a while, and then we are actually doing joys and concerns at the end, so we can cut the live feed, so that your joys and sorrows and concerns are not out there to the world. It's just for us.
Please stand as you are able and join me in singing hymn number 149, Lift Every Voice and Sing. The lyrics are in an insert in the order of service.
Let it be sound as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Raising my rising song, our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Standing on holy shore, hear the chasing roar, felt in the days when more and more the day, there is a
All right, go ahead and have a seat. We now have time for announcements. So you can stand and make an announcement, or you can come up here if you'd like to speak over the mic.
She is also on our board, and we are starting with goal setting in our first meeting. You should be receiving an email or a phone call from one of the board members asking you what your opinion is. So please respond and let us know what you think we should be working on this next fiscal year.
The social circle gatherings are still happening at Mac Market, and it's this Thursday. Change the happy hour to 4 to 6. So come and be happy. We are.
4 to 6 at Mac Market for Thursday. Yes, Susie. Talk to Susie about renting her beautiful sunlit basement. Well, we will now extinguish the chalice, even though the wind has decided to do it for us. But we extinguished this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. At this point, we usually circle up and hold hands. I don't think we're quite there yet. So we're going to sing our Go Now in Peace song together. Do you want to do it as a round?
Yeah, let's do it as a round.
Yeah, circle around, but don't touch. How about? So we can see each other's faces.
Software, so YouTube grants our license for video song. So you should get it.
I was like, wow, that was quick. It's amazing.
It'll take them a couple of
I can
hours.
see that though.
Don't make this round hard now.
How about this side up to Richard, group 1, and I'll get you started, and then this side, group 2. This is our signing out. Go now in peace, go now in peace.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere. You may go in peace. Go now in peace,